Episode 4. Just the Prologue. After settling down in Gilmore's glorious gazebo, everyone started to prepare themselves for the adventure to come. Taka took time to contact the Divine Gate of Exandria, seeking the guidance of Syla's goddess, the Dark Maiden Eilistraee. She warned the ranger that things were not going to be easy, finding Alice and moving towards the Prime and the Predators. This would be the last moments of ease for the Legacies before they faced the wrath of the God-Pharaoh head-on. Khrys also learned that Xander, the Leonin champion, and the god of storms, Keranos, had been kidnapped by what appeared to be a joint team of Cobalt Soul loyalists and Myriad thieves. Why the two groups were working together was unclear, but it was clear that they were after Khromius' son, Phaidros. They sought after the young boy's Therosian blood for a ritual needed to preserve someone's life, something that might also refer to Alice's current state of being, as Taka's younger sister was the vessel for someone else's soul. Alongside these revelations, Avra, Syla, and Khromius took time to talk with Liliana Vess, the shattered necromantic planeswalker. In her dying state, she had only venom in her voice, but soon she became compliant as Khromius apologized for bringing Liliana's brother into the equation. She apologized as well for what she did to the twins, not as directly as Khromius, but it was good enough. The Legacies enforced a code of honor on the necromancer, saying that if they were to help her, she would have to help them. So the knowledge that she had of Nicobolas' plans were revealed, as well as a number of allies that could be counted on in times of need. Nicobolas was headed to the plane of Amonkhet, foretold to be the plane that the dragon god created himself as he ascended into his glory. Liliana wasn't told of all of the dealings that Nicobolas had, just that there was something there he needed to do in order to begin his ascent to godhood. Liliana, before being freed of her contract with Nicobolas, was in charge of creating his army. The undead that she could conjure would have fueled his defense against the Gatewatch, planeswalkers of the dimensions that sought to take the God-Pharaoh down. It was clear as day that Nicobolas had already replaced Liliana as the head of the army, as evident with the attack on Amon still raging outside. What wasn't clear was who had been chosen and corrupted to match Liliana's fading power. The allies Liliana knew of were Gideon Jura, Jace Bellerin, Chandra Nalar, and Nissa Ravain, heroes of legend in the eyes of Therosians like Khromius and Avra. She was indifferent to most of them, save Jace Bellerin, but insisted that that was all she had to offer. Nicobolas had kept Liliana in the dark. It was almost like she had never left Innistrad. Khromius caught wind of Khrys's vision of the Myriad and the Cobalt Soul attack on Port Damali, and was enraged to hear that Xenagos had received an offering from his sister, not to mention the god of rebels had delved into Khrys's mind with his magic. Xenagos stood up for himself, explaining that he only did what Khrys wanted and wasn't doing anything more than that. Tension grew in the space as the rest of the party learned of what happened, the situations at hand crossing over one another in a perfect timeline, it seemed. If the party was to get Alice, they could handle Xander's kidnapping and find out where Phaidros and Roxy ended up in the midst of things. Everything was laid out before them, and all that was left to do was to set a course for the Menagerie Coast, the first of many timelines beginning to come full circle.